Hey, it's Harry at the Audient booth at NAMM 2022, and I just wanted to give you a quick look at two of the new products that we are launching and have launched for the show. First of all, we have the Audient iD44 Mark II. This is a continuation of our flagship audio interface, the iD44 Mark I, which was a 4 input and 4 mic pre input, expandable with a total of 20 inputs and 24 outputs. The Mark II version has a few different changes compared to the Mark I. We've updated the already very, very highly spec'd converters, so now there's even lower noise on the DACs, making it much better to listen to your mixes and everything like that. We've also added an extra headphone output so that you can now run 3 different sets of headphones at once, and it's on a mini jack connector, so if you are without your headphone adapter, which we all know is a very common thing to happen, you can plug your headphones straight in. It also now features the audio loopback feature, which is apparent on all of our other Mark II audio interfaces, which basically allows you to record your computer audio alongside your microphones, which is perfect for content creators, podcasters, or people who maybe want to play along to some audio from a different application. So yeah, the Mark II, it's also obviously got the Mark II look now, in line with the iD4 and iD14 Mark IIs, to bring together the Mark II collection into today. So, as well as the 44 Mark II, we have the newly announced Evo 16, which is a continuation of the Evo audio interface line. Currently we have the Evo 4 and Evo 8, which are 2 and 4 channel interfaces. This now brings up to an 8 mic pre interface. It's also fully loaded with I/O, so 8 mic preamps, 2 of which are JFET instrument inputs. It's also got 8 line outputs, as well as 2 sets of optical connectors, giving you a total of 24 in and 24 out when it's fully expanded. The preamps on board are the Evo preamps, which have been designed from the ground up basically to allow for some very smart features which are apparent on this interface, which are a massive time saver when you're recording. So we have the smart gain feature, which is apparent on Evo 4 and Evo 8, but now it works across all 8 channels if you want. So it's now getting to a point where you can save a massive amount of time. Let's say you've got a drummer, I mean, in the video, if you say you've got a drummer, 8 mic, press the button, select which channels you want, and then 10-15 seconds later, you've got all 8 channels dialed in and you're ready to start recording. So that's a massive time saver for you. Inherently, an 8-channel interface with all this I/O can be a bit more complicated. So we've tried to basically create a new way of working on an interface to make it even easier for you to use, especially if you're just starting out or if you just want to keep an eye on things in the session. So we've created Motion UI, which is a user interface on the front of the unit itself to make things a bit easier. So we have this Motion user interface, which is all centered around this LCD screen. So currently it's displaying the outputs because we last selected the main speaker outputs. But if we were to select something else, like one of the input channels, it will now display the decibel reading for the preamp. It's got the names, and also it will have a meter, obviously, when you have audio running into it. After a while, it will go back to show all of your 8 inputs at the same time. You have a visual representation of whether you turn on phantom power with a cute little ghost, whether you turn on the instrument input, all sorts of things. Basically, everything that you press is shown on this screen, which avoids the need to go into software menus and all of that kind of thing. So both the Evo 16 and the iD44 have software mixer apps, which allow you to route all of the various I/O to different places, to the independent headphone outputs, line outputs, all that kind of thing, as well as access the ultra-low latency monitoring if you're wanting to listen live. So both the iD44 Mark II and the Evo 16 audio interface will be available to pre-order now from the Studiospares website.